Hello everybody, this is Lisa. Thank you for joining me today. I'm delighted to be part of the 30-day colouring challenge. I was contacted a few weeks ago by Kathy Rakusin of the Daily Marker, who hosts the challenge, and I was asked whether I'd like to be a part of a blog hop today, and of course I couldn't possibly say no. So today I decided to colour a full project. I'm using my Derwent Inktense Pencils and a stamp set from Clearly Besotted called From All of Us. So what I'm going to do is just talk you through a little bit about how I colour or how I use the pencils. I'm by no means an expert at using them. I've probably used them 7 or 8 times since I've had them, so it's a really good practice for me. And I just have a few hints and tips really of things that I've discovered using them. You can use them in a couple of different ways. You can either apply the pigment from the pencil direct onto the paper, as you can see in the video now, and then you use water. You can use a water brush or just a normal paintbrush to add water and move the pigment around. You can also use, you can take your brush tip to the tip of the pencil, pick up some pigment and then lay that directly onto your project. And I actually do that a little bit later when I colour the stems, because they're really narrow, so it's the easiest way of adding some colour to that part. And just a few things that I've sort of discovered really. My brush is almost dry. Although I dip it into water to move the pigment around, I do actually take quite a lot of the water off before I add it to the project, because it just means that I don't saturate the paper and I can still move the pigment around. And you really need to work in layers when you use these pencils. You get a really intense colour from the pigment, and if you build it up through 2 or 3 layers, sometimes more, I think, depends on the effect that you want, you can get some really beautiful colours. And the only other thing that I can probably say at this point is I did actually put a little bit of pigment down, and it was the wrong colour in the wrong place. And I did actually manage to pick it up by just adding a little bit of water and dabbing it off. It didn't remove it completely, but it can sort of help you remove small errors. But as the pigment's really highly sort of pigmented, it is quite hard to actually change a mistake if you do make one. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is turn on some music and speed up the colouring process so that you can see how I colour the card. And I haven't filmed the whole thing because it would just be really long, because I've probably done about 2 or 3 layers on each of the flowers. So I've just picked out some key parts, and hopefully that gives you enough of an opportunity to see how they work in practice. And at the end of the colouring, I'll be back just to show you the final card and how I put that together. Hello, that finishes the colouring. To finish off the card, I just added a sentiment using my Misty, popped a few dewdrops on from Pretty Pink Posh, and then I mounted the watercolour panel onto an A2 white card base, just adding some black strips at the top and the bottom. All the details of the colours that I used and the stamps and so on are on my blog, and it just remains for me to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.